Good morning, students. I welcome you for the chemistry class. In the previous class, the video, you have studied about the definition of matter, examples, examples for non-matter, diffusion, definition, the rate of diffusion in case of solid, liquid, and gases, and how the temperature affects the rate of diffusion. Today, in this video, you'll be studying about the 5 characteristics of matter. The first characteristic is all matter is made up of particles. The second one, the particles of matter are too small. Third one, the particles of matter are in constant motion. Fourth one, the particles of matter attract each other. Fifth one, the particles of matter have empty spaces between them. Let us learn all these 5 characteristics with an activity. The first characteristic is all matter is made up of particles. The ancient philosophers held the view that matter is continuous, like a block of wood, but it is not true. All matter is made up of tiny, discrete particles. How to know this? Here is an activity. Take a beaker, fill half of it with water. Mark the level of the water, add sugar and dissolve it. Dissolve it using a glass rod or a spoon which is available. Now you can see that sugar has disappeared, but the level of water remains same. There is no change in level of water. Why? Because if you take one particular sugar crystal that is made up of billions and trillions of sugar particles. So when you add to water, the particles will dissolve. That will occupy the spaces in between the water particles. You can see over here there's a spaces in between the water molecules. So sugar molecules will occupy the spaces in between. So there is no change in the level of water. By chance, if the sugar is like a continuous, like a block of wood, this matter is continuous like a block of wood, if you add that lump, the crystal, then you can see the water level would have been risen. Here is an example for you. Take half of the beaker with water. If you add marbles to it, it will occupy some space and you can see the level of water has been raised. So this will never happen when we dissolve something. Why? Because all this matter is made up of particles. Second characteristic. The particles of matter are too small to be imagined. This can be understood by an activity. Take 5 to 6 beakers. In the first beaker, take 100 ml of water, add 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate, that is KMnO4. When you add 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate, the color will become pink, the purplish pink color. So once a solution is ready, you have to take 100 ml of water in all these beakers. Okay. Now, whatever you have done the solution, that is KMnO4 solution, take 10 ml of this solution, add to the second beaker containing water. Okay. So repeat the same thing. Again take 10 ml from the step 2, then add to a third beaker containing water. So repeat this for 5 to 6 times. You can see the pink color is seen in the last beaker also, but the intensity of the color fades. But you can see a pink tinge in the last beaker. This will indicates that each crystal is made up of millions and trillions of particles which we cannot see through our naked eye. But this we can see based on this intensity of the color. Even though in the last beaker there's a fading of color, but you can see some particles will be there here also. So this tells us the particles of matter is too small to be imagined. Third activity, particles of some matter are in constant motion. Just put a incense stick agarbatti at corner of your room. You have to go near to that to get the smell. Now, When you light it with a matchbox, you can get that fragrance even if you're a little bit distance from it. Why? Because the perfume particles which is present in this incense stick will collide with the air particles and they move, they randomly collide and they scatter so that you don't get the smell. This indicates the particles are in constant motion. Another example is when you just add a drop of ink in water. Now, when you just leave it for 5 to 6 minutes, you can see the entire water will become the particular ink color. If you take the red color ink, you'll get a red color solution. So unless and until they move, the entire water will not become colorful, right? So that will also indicates the particles of some matter are in constant motion. The fourth characteristic is particles of matter attract each other. There's a force in between the particle which will hold the particles in its particular positions. That force is called intermolecular force of attraction. This can be understood by an activity. Take an iron nail or an iron ball, a piece of chalk, or you can also take a brick. Okay, you can take these three things which is available at home and then strike each of these substances individually. When you strike the chalk piece, immediately you can see the chalk will be broken down very easily, once without much more your effort. When you just strike it on the brick, it will also break, but it takes longer time. Okay, much more force is required compared to chalk. But when you strike this iron ball, you cannot say it will be broken down into pieces. No, that was not magic. No, it should be a Superman to do all this. When you just strike it, you can see some sort of more force. You can see some D shape in the thing, but iron will not be broken down into pieces. This indicates us the particles in the iron ball are held with a much more force of attraction. So the force of attraction is very strong in case of iron ball. And when you take a brick, it is lesser compared to iron. And coming to chalk, which breaks immediately, it indicates us the force of attraction between the particles are lesser. Last one, the particles of matter have empty spaces between them. It's very easy. So take a beaker, fill half the beaker with water. Now just add sugar or salt according to your thing and just stir it. So make sure that it will start dissolving. So after 2 to 3 minutes, you can see the level of water will not raise, doesn't change because these molecules will occupy the empty spaces between them. So these activities will conclude the characteristics of matter. Here is an assignment for you. There are two questions. The first question, when 15 grams of sugar is dissolved in 100 ml of water, there is no increase in volume. What characteristic of matter is illustrated by this observation? Second question, when a crystal of potassium permanganate is placed in a beaker containing water, the purple color spread throughout the water. What do you conclude from this observation about the nature of potassium permanganate and water? Thank you for watching. Let us study about the solid, liquid and gases in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.